3.
All right, fantastic. So back where we kind of left off here, the face is on and we got a ribbon wire back there. What I'm gonna do now is just flip this thing actually on its face. So I got her. They're kind of, you know, it's heavy. Not gonna lie, this one's also was being used not that long ago, so it's a little warm. So this is probably the most complicated part about that whole thing. We got our cutesy little ribbon wire back there. Don't forget, we got that screen protector on there. So I'm gonna come over, give everything a good little dusting. I'm gonna pull the screen protector off of that. I'm gonna pull the screen protector off of this. And then I gotta feed this ribbon wire through this slot right here in that PCB board. So that's gonna be my first step. So, and I try to be mindful of that insulation because insulation can be rather dusty. And back to my perfectionist ways, the dust gets on the screen, and we've all had a phone with the screen protector on it, and the dust will drive you bonkers. So boom. Okay, so there's that guy poking through. It goes on this little clip right here. So how this thing works is this little black tab pushes out. When that black tab pushes out, you can take that ribbon wire, gonna be next to impossible to get this on video, I think. And you just push it in and it pushes up in there. It's okay to crease ribbon wire just a little bit. And then afterwards, I'm gonna pull the black tab in, and you notice that it clipped into the white bracket there. So now I'm ready for all my connections. So I got my USB, that's straightforward. Here's my power, it's pretty straightforward. And then here is our probe communication. So just bring that guy over here. And now I find it easiest to go ahead and set these screws right now. So I'm gonna grab my handy dandy little bit again, and then go ahead and get these while this dude's facing down. Thank you. I'm also not gonna lie, I don't think that these washers are 100% necessary in this application. But you know, engineers like to over-engineer things. And this is probably a prime example of it. So if you find yourself having a really difficult time getting these screws in here with the washers, I probably wouldn't go too crazy about the washers. They're gonna be all right. They're not necessary. So just getting these guys in. Again, they don't have to be crazy hawk tight. I'm just using this little guy because I got Jimmy Dean sausage links for fingers, so it just makes it easier for me. And I'm just gonna give it a tiny bit of tension. Nothing too crazy. Again, they do not have to be that tight. None of this stuff is going anywhere. Cool. So while this is just sitting like this, and it might be a little easier for me and my chubby fingers to get after stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and take that nut off. You'll notice that the nut, the male version of this plug has a capture pin built into it. It's plastic. The pot itself, if you look over, you could probably see it right here, has a little indentation. So we just want to make sure that that guy goes in there, and then that makes it where it can't rotate. I find it easiest to take that nut, kind of get him started, something like that. There you go. And then you can just spin it, and you saw how easy that is. Make sure he's in there captured right. There it is. Again, doesn't have to be crazy tight. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and do this power cord while we're here. So for us, we've done this a couple times now. You'll notice that it has 4 pins, and then it has 2 slots for what could have been a DPT switch instead of an SPT switch like it is. but they're not there. So those go up top. So we're gonna put it in like that. It just literally snaps in. So our single wires, red on the left, the double wire, red still on the left, and then same thing for our blacks. So the doubles are gonna go in the back. You gotta look at this. So this is set up with 2 prongs, and it's got a capture that comes over and catches it. So it's gotta go right here. So we just wanna make sure that it goes in that top one, and then it captures. Pretty straightforward, but something somebody may miss. And then boom, here's our last one. So I think we have buttoned everything up other than this little USB, and we got to throw the top back on. This is kind of a pain in the booty for my big fingers. I will say I have used a pair of needle nose pliers to do that before, just for it's tight. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this dude back. Boom. She looks exponentially better now. And we're gonna go ahead and plug it in. I don't have the top on, so plugging it in. I don't know why, but this one's got a cord on it that's like a mile long. So before I turn it on, I'm gonna hold my finger down on it, just like I'm calibrating it. It's really loud when it doesn't have the top on. So now it knows I'm in calibration. You've probably seen this before, I'm assuming. So I just gotta go through, touch the little dots. Boom. Cool. So we have to do a software update on this one, which we just ran into, ironically. So we got on, I hate to do this. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I know it's just buzzing so loud. When the top's on them, it really quiets that buzzer down. So you get on AltoSham's website and you can search Arby's, and then you'll actually find a picture of this exact pod.
This is the Legacy pod.
The Legacy pod, yep. And download that file onto a zip drive, and then we're just gonna plug it into our USB here. Boom, it's gonna start updating it. Doesn't take long. What I found is if you don't flip those SD cards, you run into issues with this, and it may fail and give you some issues. But for the most part, from here, it's done. So all we gotta do is put the top back on, put those 4 screws in, boom, you change the display. So thanks, have a great day.